guys, Jamie here back again with a new series on my channel, The Target Man. And with this series, we're going to be taking on a European challenge. The Champions League is a tournament that I've never really had much success with, only because I've never really been into it. As you may know from watching previous videos, I don't tend to manage big teams. I tend to, being a Reading fan, I tend to manage around sort of that level, sort of more Championship and lower end of the Premier League if I eventually get promoted. But yeah, this series is something slightly different for me. And I haven't had much time to play the new FM since it's come out. I was on holiday when the beta came out, so I missed that. And yeah, I've just been so busy that I've only just been able to sort of open it up for. I've got a few hours into it now. I've started an offline save, just sort of have a look around, just sort of discover some of the new features, but I haven't really had a look in depth yet. So this is what this save is going to be about. Half me learning, but half obviously there's going to be a purpose. I said it's a European challenge. We are going to be in England, and we are going to be Man City. Now I've already pre-selected them, which is why the team selection screen isn't coming up. But yeah, we are going to be Man City now. Now I know obviously Man City have got a fantastic squad. I mean, if we have a look, I mean you know the players already, but if we just have a quick look. So I mean, obviously we know the squads. Man City have got an amazing squad. You look at the likes; they've got De Bruyne, Silva, Aguero, just to name a few. The abilities on those players is ridiculous. The value on them is even more ludicrous. But the point of this challenge is that one, yeah, it's going to be me managing a big team. What's something that I'm not familiar with, so that's going to be a challenge in itself. Two is going to be learning the new game. Like I said, I've had a look at the new features like dynamics, but I haven't really had a proper chance to look in depth at any of this stuff. So it's just going to be me getting familiar to the game. But also the main point, the European challenge. The Champions League is a trophy that has eluded Man City for however many years now. I think was it last year or the year before they got to the semi-finals. That's the closest they've got. Pep's won it. He won it countless times at Barcelona. Didn't quite manage it at Bayern Munich. So I'm going to try and better Pep. Really, we're not going to concentrate on the league in this series. The league, realistically, if I get it right, should be a formality. We are predicted to come top. If we have a quick look, yeah, media prediction is first. So we will focus on the Champions League games. I think even though Man City finished fourth, I think for whatever reason, because United qualified, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that City automatically qualified for the group stage. So we will do the first game of the league season today, only because the Champions League group won't have been drawn. So I'll do my normal thing, I'll do my tactics, my transfers, all that. We'll come back at the first game of the season, and I'll introduce you to the squad, to any signings that I may have made, show you the tactic that I'm going to be using. And we'll kick off with the league game, and then we'll get stuck into the Champions League. So let me do my thing, and I'll see you on the other side of this edit. Hello guys, welcome back. So we are going to kick off the season today with the first game of the season. We are kicking off the Premier League season with the Friday Night Football away at Crystal Palace. I will show you my transfer business, but first I just wanted to make a little statement. I was desperate. That's probably the best way to describe it. I mean, they have given me generous budget and a generous wage budget, but when I chose the tactic that I wanted and chose the players that I wanted to keep in the squad to fit the tactic, I identified that we needed probably about 4 players, mainly defensive backups. Now, with the money and the wages that I had, they were just certainly generous, like I said. But I noticed that backup players wanted ridiculous amounts in wages, so I've kind of had to settle for what I can afford, and you'll definitely be able to see that with the transfers. But let's show you anyway. So the first signing that I've made is one that I'm actually fairly happy with. Alex Telles has come in from Porto. He's come in for a fee of 13.5 million. And he's going to be obviously giving good competition to Benjamin Mendy on the left-hand side. He will be operating more in the wing-back role, so there's some spoilers for the tactic. But Mendy is out at the start of the season with an injury, although he's not too far away from coming back to full fitness. And here he and Mendy are players that I won't be adverse to chopping and changing. I think they're decent sort of comparatively, and whoever's going to be playing better, can definitely get the nod. So He's got some good stats for a wing back. I mean, he's certainly got the engine to get up and down. He's got good crossing, so he's a player that, yeah, is fairly established and one that I'm definitely happy to bring in. The next man, Victor Ruiz. This is one that I'm not too ashamed of, but he's not the greatest player. Again, he's just a centre back. He's just a backup centre back. He did come in for Villarreal. I believe he came in for a fee of 11 million, so not too bad. Didn't break the bank. Again, he's got fairly decent stats, but yeah, he is, as it says in his squad status, he is going to be a backup player. He'll do. And this is where it starts to go downhill. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell have you bought Nacer Chadli for Man City? And the truth is, I was desperate. I did try and get some bigger name players, the likes of Insigne, for example. I had the money to sign Insigne, but he wanted a stupid amount of wages, more than I could afford at the time. Nacer Chadli now, actually, his stats aren't too bad. I know I'm clutching at straws here. It's still Nacer Chadli. But his stats, yeah, they're not too bad. I mean, we did have to pay 33 million to get him, but you know, it's a good bit of business. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm definitely not happy with that. Let's just move on. I'm I'm not even gonna talk about this one. To be honest, you can see I'm just ashamed. The one bit of business that has gone out this summer is Fabian Delph. He was surplus to requirements. He's probably like 6th on my list of central midfielders that I wanted. I couldn't get any money for him because nobody was interested in him. He was on a ridiculous wage when he was with me, and if I could have offloaded him sooner, that definitely would have helped in bringing in players, but no one wanted him. And I got to the point where I just said, Fabian, look, you transfer listed. We haven't been able to get any bids for you. I need you to go out and get yourself a move. And he did do that, but West Ham came in with a bid of nothing. And I just thought, I need the wages, so I don't mind not getting any transfer funds. At the time, we had plenty of transfer funds, so that wasn't really an issue. But yeah, he's off the wages. So then, the tactic. I've gone with the Conte-esque 3 at the back. Only slight difference to the Chelsea tactic is obviously the attacking midfielders are out wide. Although they do tend to play wide players in those. I don't know. Anyway, it is Conte-esque. I will give you that. So, the starting lineup for today's game, we have Ederson in goal. A back 3 of Stones, Kompany and Otamendi. Now, I know probably Stones would normally fit the ball-playing defender role better, but I thought that Kompany, he's the only player in this back 3 that's more comfortable playing further forward. He has more natural playing defensive midfield, so I thought that may help him play that ball-playing role a little bit better, that he's more comfortable going forward. So that's what I've opted for. In the wing backs, we have Kyle Walker and Alex Telles. Mendy's not too far away, so he may be getting his place back in the first team. If Telles plays well, he may be keeping him out. Who knows? In the midfield, I've gone today for KDB, playing that advanced playmaker role. Normally alongside him, I would have David Silva, but David Silva picked up an injury in pre-season. So Gundogan is going to play in the centre midfield role today. I'm quite happy to give him a free role. In the advanced positions, so on the left, as you can see, we've got Nacer Chadli. That's because Sane's injured as well. He definitely would be the starter on the left-hand side, but needs must. And on the right-hand side, I've gone for Bernardo Silva as opposed to Raheem Sterling. I'm not a major fan of Raheem Sterling, I must admit. I don't really know why. He's played brilliantly this season. I'm not too sure. There's just something about him that I'm not a massive fan of. And actually, I have a friend who's a Man City fan, and when I told him I was going to be doing this save, he said, right, there's 2 things that you need to do as soon as you take over. And I said, oh, what's that? He said, sell Sterling and sell Mangala. Well, you might be able to see at the bottom of the screen, Mangala sat on my bench today. I've kept them both. So, I'm sorry that I haven't sold them, but if we're going to win the Champions League, we need squad depth. And they're certainly good enough players to have in this squad, so I apologise to my friend, but I'm the manager and what I say goes. And up front, I've got Sergio Aguero. Now, in the lone role, I'm not really. Trequartista was definitely a role that I wasn't thinking of playing, but I've trialled it in pre-season because it is his most preferred position, and he's actually been playing brilliantly. I mean, we haven't been playing the greatest caliber. Well, that's a lie. I mean, we've played some fairly good teams in pre-season. I mean, we've played Zenit, Hamburg, Porto, Sporting. So a fairly decent calibre of side. And he's just been scoring goals for fun. So I'm going to carry on with him in this role. If it doesn't work out in the Premier League, then I certainly won't be adverse to changing that. As I said, we're playing the three at the back. I have trained a backup tactic of a 4-2-3-1, a bit more standard, but we're going to opt with this to start with. Playing on standard flexible, as you know, that's how I like to play, certainly to start games. And then the team is structured, as you can see, we've got retain possession, pass into space, play out of defence, run at defenders, and prevent short distribution from the goalkeepers. Now, I know this sounds a bit stupid, but I've been trialling a lot of sort of tactical things in pre-season, and it's been paying off quite nicely. And normally I sort of set up a team, set up my system. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. I'll try and change something, but it normally doesn't work. But in the friendlies, I've sort of been paying more attention and trying to sort of adapt tactics and instructions to how the game's going, and it's actually been working. But who knew? You know, you pay more attention and it actually works. So yeah, I probably should have done that a bit sooner. But anyway, this is the system. This is the squad. I hope you agree. I think this is a good team that we've got on our hands. Definitely capable of winning the league, and obviously the aim is to win the Champions League. And I'm quietly confident. I think in the next episode the Champions League draw is done then, so I'll show you that, and then we'll go to our first game. But yeah, let's get stuck into Palace. So then we have a look at the Palace team. They've opted for a 4-2-3-1. Benteke starts up top. Loftus-Cheek sat in behind. I've got Fosu Mensah in the back as well as a Riedewald. Speroni in goal. So a fairly standard Crystal Palace team. But we've seen how poorly they've been playing this season, and hopefully we can see them off in the first game of the season. So we've got this lovely little intro bit here, but I've done some recording. I did some pre-season recording, and my laptop still can't hack 3D, so it's going to have to be 2D highlights, I'm afraid. We'll speed these up. Don't care about these. And yeah, so I apologise that it's still going to be in 2D, but my laptop just really can't hack it. So I apologise for that, but what can you do? I am trying to save up for a new PC, and hopefully that'll have better graphics card and everything. So we should be able to be in 3D as soon as possible, but that may be a little while. I'm going to speed up these highlights actually. They're a little bit slow for my liking. Right, okay, so we push forward with Aguero. He's lost out. Riedewald to Puncheon now. We've got them camped back in their half, but they've played some nice football, and they're getting out. So, Telles loses out to Townsend. He pushes forward now. He's a bit isolated. It's a good tackle as well by Gundogan. So Chadli picks up, back to Otamendi. For to Tevez now. Who's Edison? Who's that? Who's number 13? Aguero. Oh, it's a great finish. I was really confused then by who that number 13 is. That's not... Oh my god, Wyatt Edison and De Bruyne. What the hell has happened there? Oh my god, that was scary. Edison was playing brilliantly in the centre of midfield there, but I have no idea why that just happened. That's really scary. I swear I set Edison to number 13 this season, and De Bruyne's obviously had a worldie in goal. But anyway, right, Gundogan plays out to KDB. Chadli, signing of the season. I'm throwing it out there now. Signing of the season. He's world class. I don't care what any of you have said. Absolutely brilliant. It's kind of a good routine, really. Benteke heads it away. Gundogan, he's got De Bruyne on the edge. Chadli's unmarked and he's fired it in the bottom corner. I can't believe this is happening. I mean, just what is going on? We've dominated the early part of this, and it could. I don't know what was going on there. My apologies. I haven't actually played much of FM, as I said in the intro to this video, so I'm still getting used to all the new sort of match, and Gundogan's injured. Brilliant. What kind of injury is it? Do we know? Is it going to tell me? No. Alright. That's fine. We'll just bring on Fernandinho in the middle. What role does he like to play? Do you know what? Let's get him in as a Mazzala. I haven't really trialled many of the new roles in this game actually. So why not? We're on the front foot, so let's get him in that Mazzala role. Why does it keep doing these highlights? I don't understand. Anyway, it draws up to half time. Apologies, my commentary's been a bit sporadic in this first half. But I'm just getting sidetracked all over the shop. Hopefully that's not a serious injury to Gundogan. I know he's so error prone. Error prone? Injury prone. My apologies. But it's been a good first half. I'm very happy with the way it's going. Keep it up, lads. So we've seen obviously the best player in the world, Nacer Chadli, is he's going to be the best player in this squad. He's going to lead us himself to Champions League glory. We've already seen that, as Fernandinho does well. And can we put on some early pressure? No, good tackle by Miliv. Yeah, that guy. So not much going on in this second half, although it's still just under an hour gone. Cabaye now with the ball on the edge. Loftus-Cheek, Townsend. Some nice football from Palace. They've got a man out on the wide here. Cabaye plays in Schlupp. It was a good block. It's gone in. There was bloody ping ball in there, and it's managed to find its way to Townsend, and he's put it in at the back post. If we watch this again, it's a nice little football from Palace, to be fair, on the edge. And Schlupp's managed to get in behind Walker, but he's got back. Cabaye has a shot, blocked up by De Bruyne, fallen to Townsend, and he stuck it in. So, highlight after. Oh, it's doing this thing again. What is going on? Right, seriously, replay events. Yeah, so I want goals. I don't want stupid highlights. Right, so the time's ticking away now. 20 minutes left to go. I'm still not really sure if I want to make any changes. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Palace have taken off Townsend and brought on Scott Dann when they're chasing a game. That's an interesting change. Right, it's getting to that point now where I don't really want to touch anything. Okay. Oh, it's... Why is it, I'm going to have to look at this. We may not, I may just end up changing it so there's no highlights if it's going to carry on doing this. But the time has ticked away. I've made no changes, not done anything whatsoever. There's 30 seconds to go. And Fernandinho gets in. Now Bernardo Silva. Oh, it's a good tackle by Sacco. Otamendi. Good play. Telles. Nice. The pressure's coming. Okay, I'm a bit calmer now. Get rid of it, Ederson, for God's sake. De Bruyne picks up. It's a good ball out to Walker. Although that's time up. Less than convincing, I would say. Oh no, if you look at the stats, 14 shots, more possession as well. It made it hard work for ourselves, but I suppose we got the business done early, and the difference maker was just that man, Nacer Chadli. I'm gonna give them a bit of positive feedback. That was a good win for us. I don't want to lay in them too early on in the season, but yeah, an important victory to start the season off. One that you really would expect us to pick up. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I know the Champions League draw is coming soon. Is it on the calendar? There it is, the 24th. So I think at the start of next episode we'll bring you the Champions League draw, and then we'll get into our first Champions League game. Maybe two. I might start doing double headers in this series. I know I did last season. I only did one game an episode. We try and progress through it a bit quicker. We might do double uploads. Not double uploads, double headers. I haven't decided yet, but that's definitely something that we will figure out. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the start to this series, guys. It's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, especially with Nacer Chadli in the ranks. I can't wait to get even Ramos in the starting lineup, and that's when it's all going to go tits up. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, leave a like on there. If you are new, subscribe to the channel. There will be more content like this coming out over the coming days and weeks. If there's anything you want to discuss in the video, any signings or tactics or anything you want to do, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next episode.